Hello and welcome. In this tutorial, I'm going to cover dictionaries using two very simple examples, and we're going to understand what a dictionary is, what it consists of, and how can you use one. So for the first example, I'm going to create a variable days in month, and this dictionary would basically have the month, for example January, and 31, so the number of days it has. So how do we start with dictionary? Well, if we have a list, for example, we start and end with square brackets, and inside we have the members separated by a comma. If we have a tuple, it's very similar. We have parentheses, and inside again we have the members separated by a comma. Now a dictionary, it starts and ends with these curly brackets. So this is how Python makes a difference between a list, tuple, and a dictionary. But although every member within the dictionary would be separated by comma, every member has two parts. So as I mentioned at the beginning, we have January, then we have a colon, 31. So the month January has 31 days. Then we separate it by comma. February has 28, March has 31, and so on. So this is basically a dictionary. And why do we have these two values? Well, the first one is actually called key, and the second one is called value. And we can access the value by specifying the key. And what I mean by that is, if I print days in month, and then I specify January, well, Python will go to that dictionary, and it would search if the key January exists. So the key January exists and the value is 31, so the output would be 31. Now, what if we wanted to add one more member? You can always add manually, of course, April 30, but you can also do that by specifying, for example, days in month, then the key, let's say in this case May, equal to 31. So this is how you add a new member, but this is also how you modify an already existing one. So let's say that March was incorrect in our initial dictionary with 30 days, and we wanted to change that to 31. Well, days in month, if the key is March, we would like to have that as 31. And now if I print the dictionary, you're going to notice that first we have 5 members, so May already exists, but also that March has 31 days and not 30. So that works. Now if you want to check the keys, well, you can use the method .keys as well as .values to print all the keys or all the values in the dictionary. So if I print this out, you will notice that we have dictionary keys January, February, March, April, May, and dictionary values 31, 28, 31, 30, and 31. Now, can you make use of it? Well, you can make use of it in a few ways, but you can actually relate it to input of a user. So let's say that we have an input of a user of, for example, January, and we would like to return 31. How do we do that? We would have the month chosen variable by, which would be basically input to our question, please choose month. And then what we're going to do is we're going to print the dictionary, the value in the dictionary, if the key month chosen is there. So if our input is January, that would be assigned to our variable month chosen, and that's the key that Python would search for in the dictionary. So please choose month January, and it returns 31. I don't have all the months, but again, this is for learning purposes, so this is completely fine. Now for the second example, I'm going to create a Scrabble points counter, score counter. So what a Scrabble is, it's a game that the goal of the players is to make words, and based on the word, they gain points. Now the word, if it's, for example, cat, it has less points than the word beautiful. Beautiful. So how can you create a so-called Scrabble counter? Well, first of all, we're going to create a dictionary Scrabble, and it would consist of multiple elements, and by multiple elements I mean all the letters in the alphabet and space, as I think space is an option. You can use that as a bonus letter. And then A would be, for example, 1. So if you have the letter A in your word, then you get 1 point for that. If you have the letter B in your word, then you get, I don't know, 2 points. If you have the letter C, you get 3 points. If you have the letter T, then you get 1 point. These are not actually the points, but for the purpose of the tutorial. And then we are going to have the word, which is, let's say, cat. I chose this word because we have all the letters in our dictionary, and I don't want to spend time to have all the letters here. So what I'm going to do is, the score is initially 0. And then we would like to check, so for every letter in the word, we would like to add the value of every letter to the score. And how we do that? Well, we basically Python checks whether in the Scrabble dictionary that letter exists. And again, if we call the letter, or in this case A or C or T, it returns the value. So for example, for the letter C, Python finds it in the dictionary and returns 3. So 3 is being added to our score. So what would be our expected output if I print score after running this code? Well, we have C, so 3 points, A, 1 point, and T, 1 point, so total of 5 points. And sure enough, that is our output. And this is something that can be, again, created asking for user input and so on. But what you should be careful is if you have, for example, a capital case letter, an uppercase letter, then this would return an error because uppercase C does not exist in our dictionary. So capital sensitive is the case here as well. How to solve it? Well, you can have another variable. This is the easiest way to do it, which would take our word and would convert it to lowercase. And as you can see, that works and we get our 5 points. And that would be all regarding this tutorial. If you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section below. Feel free to share the video, comment, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.